Hi, it's me, Tommy. Good morning or afternoon, whenever you're watching this. Hope you're all doing well. You know, I was just having my breakfast here and thinking about something really interesting that I've been diving into, and I felt like I had to share it with all of you. Because honestly, I think it's one of those things everyone should at least know a little bit about, even if it sounds a bit out there at first. Now, before I get into it, just a quick disclaimer. I'm not some financial guru, okay? I'm just your friend Tommy, the one who occasionally finds some really useful information that I think could benefit everyone. And this isn't financial advice, seriously. Just me sharing some knowledge I've picked up because I genuinely believe it's something worth paying attention to. So, what am I talking about? Well, it's something called Ethereum. You might have heard the word before, maybe in passing, or seen it in a news headline next to Bitcoin, but trust me, it's so much more than just another digital coin. It's like a whole new internet, or a new way for us to interact with each other digitally that's being built right before our eyes. Let's break it down, because it can sound complicated. First, how was Ethereum made? This is super interesting. Think of Bitcoin as the OG, the first big cryptocurrency. It showed the world that you could have a decentralized digital currency, meaning no single bank or government controlled it. Revolutionary, right? But a brilliant guy named Vitalik Buterin, along with some other incredibly smart people, looked at Bitcoin and thought, what if we could do even more with this technology? Bitcoin is mostly for transactions. Vitalik envisioned something bigger, a platform where developers could build all sorts of decentralized applications, not just money. He published a white paper in 2013 outlining this vision, and Ethereum officially launched in 2015. So, instead of just being digital cash, Ethereum is like a global computer, a super powerful decentralized network that runs on something called smart contracts. Imagine a regular contract, but instead of needing lawyers and courts to enforce it, it's code that automatically executes when certain conditions are met. No middleman, no trust issues, just code doing its job. Now, what is it for? This is where it gets really exciting and a bit mind-bending. Because of these smart contracts, Ethereum can be used for so much more than just sending money. Think about it. If you can have code that automatically executes based on agreements, what could you build? Well, for starters, there's decentralized finance, or DeFi. This is huge. Imagine getting a loan or earning interest on your savings without needing a traditional bank. It's all done through these smart contracts on Ethereum, often with lower fees and more transparency. It's like reimagining our entire financial system. Then there are NFTs, or non-fungible tokens. You've probably heard of these, maybe even seen some crazy headlines about digital art selling for millions. At its core, an NFT is a unique digital asset, and many of them live on Ethereum. It's proving ownership of digital stuff, art, music, even virtual land, in a way that was never possible before. Beyond that, people are building decentralized social media platforms, gaming environments where players truly own their in-game assets, supply chain tracking systems for transparency, even new ways to vote that are more secure and tamper-proof. The possibilities are genuinely endless because it's a platform for innovation, not just a single product. Okay, so we've talked about how it was made and what it's for right now, but what about the future? This is where I think everyone, and I mean everyone, should pay attention, because Ethereum is constantly evolving. One of the biggest things that's happening, and it's already largely completed, is something called the merge, and then the Shanghai upgrade. Without getting too technical, Ethereum used to use a lot of energy, similar to Bitcoin, to secure its network. But through these upgrades, it transitioned to a much more energy-efficient system. It's like going from a gas-guzzling car to an electric vehicle, making it much more sustainable. This also paves the way for further scaling improvements. Think of it like a highway that's constantly being expanded and improved to handle more traffic. As more and more people and applications use Ethereum, it needs to be able to process those transactions quickly and cheaply. The developers are constantly working on solutions like sharding and Layer 2 networks to achieve this, making it faster and more accessible for everyone. And looking further out, imagine a world where you have complete control over your digital identity, where your data isn't owned by big corporations, and where every online interaction is fair and transparent. That's the promise of a truly decentralized web, often called Web 3, and Ethereum is a foundational layer for building that future. It's about empowering individuals, taking power away from central authorities, and creating a more open and equitable digital world. It's not just about money, it's about re-architecting how we interact, how we own things, and how we share information online. So, why am I sharing all this with you over breakfast? Because I genuinely believe that understanding these underlying technologies, even just the basics, will become increasingly important in the coming years. It's not going away. It's growing, evolving, and reshaping how we think about the internet and our digital lives. Again, not financial advice, just your friend Tommy sharing some interesting stuff. Do your own research, of course, but hopefully this gives you a little peek into what Ethereum is all about and why it's something I find so incredibly fascinating and potentially transformative. Anyway, my coffee's getting cold. Let me know what you think in the comments or shoot me a text. Always love hearing your thoughts. Talk soon.